is all right with me. I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is all right with me. Ooh, baby, feel so brand new. This before y'all. Hi. My brother Drew. Drew tight in the house. Since we've been together. Since the family already coming in. Brother Drew, I know the family is out there in Vegas. Y'all are doing your thing. But brother, when you get back to home base, look at what I sent you on Instagram. We got a lot of work to do this week because they never take a day off. Yes, sir. I seen some folks over there making up their own Uno rules on Queen Tay-Tay's channel on our Instagram. I said, boy, you know black folks make up their own rules when it comes to Uno. This how you know. Black folks meet up. They say, hey y'all, we're gonna play spades. So it's gonna be one question. They gonna say, we playing Joker, Joker, Deuce, Deuce, or Aces High. Ain't no in between. But when you get some black folks and you play Uno, they say, what's the house rules? Which way y'all playing? And that is a fact. Because we will start fighting about some Uno. I seen the general out there. I seen I seen the sensei at the slot machines. I said, boy, I gotta get out there. They were like, draw 24, see? I would have flipped that table over. Dog. Especially with that new Uno. That new Uno, they got draw, they got the draw 10 cards. They got I think I got one of them. And then the big argument is, can you do the draw 2 on top of the draw 4? Yeah, can you do the draw 2 on top of the draw 4 and keep running them? But Uno came out a few years ago and said, we've been playing it wrong this whole time. I said, boy, that's just like black folks, make up our own rules. Train, I think that's what they call it. We playing train? Spades is simple. We playing Joker, Joker, Deuce, Deuce, or Aces High. Uno, it's a debate. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. And they wait to say you can't do that when it's Uno and out, when you get Uno and out. Family, for those of you that don't know or did not grow up in a black household, that's how an Uno game usually goes in the beginning, before the house rules are set. So earlier, man, I realized I'm gonna have to start doing my lives at the crib because it seemed like every time I do it outside, my the live get cut off. I don't know if somebody's reporting live because what we're talking about or what. But so earlier we were talking about Deuce, Deuce, Joker, Joker. Yeah, Deuce, Deuce, Joker, Joker. So we were talking about how Shedeur Sanders came through, did his thing. And one of the subs came in and he talked about not politicizing sports. And I started telling the family, well, we would love to not have to deal with some of the BS we have to deal with. But we can't say not to politicize something, and that's what it is. That's what we're working with. When you take a top talent like Shedeur Sanders, and you drag him in front of the world, that's not something that black folks decided to do. But we see the BS. So you can't tell us not to politicize something when we see clear injustice and BS going on. Now, we didn't ask for this. Let's just be clear. The Negro Leagues did not ask to be integrated. Okay? The all-white leagues asked for it. So now that we're all together, we got to get some straightening done. Now, shout out to the baddest brand in the land, my brother Champside, and shout out to my brother G-Roll. They got Coach Hudson, your brother, watching football again to support Shedeur Sanders. Let me reiterate, I'm not supporting the NFL. I'm supporting Shedeur Sanders. I have not watched football since the Colin Kaepernick situation. And one of the brothers came into the chat who is a veteran like myself. And he said, homeboy, hide that KSI forehead. So look, family, isn't it crazy? It's crazy the way this generation is. Our uncles and cousins used to have conversations about sports. And nobody ever started talking about, hey, man, your beard doesn't look metrosexual enough for me. Hey, man, your forehead is too big. Hey, man, if as soon as you come into my life, you're worried about the way another grown man look, I want you to understand that I'm not doing it for you. I like women. So Adu Bias, whatever your name is, and the rest of the trolls, there's nothing I do for you. This is for women. Okay? So you ain't got to worry about my head being too big. You ain't got to worry about my chains. You ain't got to worry about my tats. It's for women. I like women. Okay? This is not the channel for you because we're having grown man talk. So take your punk pussy ass somewhere else. This is why my channel be getting banned. I already know because I got to talk to y'all like this. Why y'all want me to talk to y'all like this? You know what I'm talking about? Shelton, LDBC. Now I got a wrench in the building. I got a few in the building. Yeah, everybody was on live. I seen Sensei was live earlier. Boy, they out there giving Sensei a run for his money. But yeah, man. So we in there, we talking about sports. And one of the brothers said, now check it out, family. One of the brothers said that we should just, let God and let go. We shouldn't say nothing about the stuff that's going on. The problem is when you're dealing with habitual line steppers, if you don't say something, they gonna keep doing it. All of us grew up in school, right? Oh, shout out to the Queen Kamara Fields. The family's in the house. Let go of the dusty locks. Yo, mama like these locks, boy. Your mama love the locks. You need to put a LoJack on that hoe. She been acting crazy. See, I don't even want to talk to y'all like this on this Sunday. Come on, trolls. Come on, trolls. I don't even want to talk to y'all like this on this Sunday. Coming in talking about, I know I'm handsome. I know, but I keep telling you trolls that I like women. Not just women, the black woman specifically. And if you ain't a beautiful black woman, curvaceous, all right, then I ain't got really nothing to talk to you when it comes to my appearance, because I ain't doing none of this for a man. You know what I'm saying? So beat it, trolls. Get your punk ass out of here. I'm going to tell you why the trolls is upset, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all why the trolls are upset. The trolls are mad because Shedeur Sanders did his thing this weekend, and the Devils are upset. So they're trying to troll every live they get on because they couldn't stop God work. But check it, family. Everybody that grew up in school, right? The bully don't stop until what? The bully don't stop until somebody confronts the bully and go upside the bully head, right? So imagine, we can take this chat right here. You go into a chat. All the adults in the chat are having grown folks conversation. And the troll comes. If nobody deals with the troll, what does the troll keep doing? They keep trying to blow up the chat. They keep trying to be an agent of chaos, right? That's why our wrenches are so important. And what do the wrenches do? They get them out of here. Get the fuck out of here, guy. Out of here. Sitting over there looking at, I ain't gonna say that because I just got my page back. I ain't gonna say that, 'cause I just got my page back. But look, my brother said, man, just let go and let God. You know what I mean? And I said, well, brother, if we don't fight, then our kids are gonna have to deal with this, right? Our kids are gonna have to deal with this. And they said, well, oh well. And I had to point out, family, we can't be like that. You know what I'm saying? We can't go through life moving like that, because there was a price paid for all of us to be here. There was a price paid for these things to be integrated. All of these things going on. Now, has anybody noticed that there's a familiar vibration when it comes to the attacks of all these young, great athletes that should be being supported and pushed by the country? You got Shador, you got the sister that plays tennis, you got Devin Haney, you got Bronny James, all of these young, bright stars, right? And it's crazy that it seems that they are great role models. They come in, they work hard, and the mainstream media and people who are also YouTube content creators are dragging these athletes. But my brother said, don't politicize this. Well, what am I supposed to do? Because I'm not trying to politicize this, but you can see the clear bias. You can see that Peyton Manning and all the Mannings, they weren't treated like this. They didn't go through any of this crap that the Sanders family is going through. So I'm going to tell y'all why they mad. That's why I call this live. We're going to read in between the lines. And the trolls are going to come. So I ask that anyone who does have a wrench, please, please do not hesitate to get them up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like this wild ticks. I'm not going to be acknowledging the trolls. But family, I appreciate you getting them out of here. Because they know that we're about to build. And there's this great feeling that many of us have today because of all the great things we've been seeing over the weekend. And all these devils have had to eat their crow, right? They all have had to swallow that hard pill that no matter how much you all hate, you can't stop God work. No matter how much you hate, you can't stop a Devin Haney from being great. You can't stop a Shador Sanders from being great. Shador Sanders is their biggest nightmare, a role model like him. This is why. Now, some people are not going to like this. But regardless if you black, white, yellow, green, whatever, there are people at the top that want our little boys to be under depression, anxiety, not sure of themselves, not confident, or any of that. All right? Shador Sanders just showed every little kid that looks up to him that even with everything going against him, you still can come out on top. No matter what the haters say, you still, in their face under pressure, show them how great you are. That's a scary thing for them to see, because look at the school system right now. Anyone who has a little boy, I invite you to go to those PTA meetings, get in that school and see what they're doing, because what you start realizing is the public school system is being more curtailed for little girls, even down to the little movies they show them and everything. And I'm looking like, man, these little boys wanna run around and play and They want to hunt and be outside and things like that, which is why they need us. But the man who is consciousness, who has high consciousness, has always been an issue in any community for those who want to lead the sheep to slaughter. Now, I know that might be a little too deep for some people that's going to watch the live, but let's go down in history for a second. And it's going to all go back into sports. Why are the elite? Why do they have this fascination with these athletes and don't just let them play? Why do they have this fascination with these athletes? And it's like they have to show that they're still the master and they're running the strings on the puppet, and they just don't let them be great and work it out on the field, work it out on the basketball court, work it out in the boxing ring. They always have to put their little 2 cents in and be agents of chaos. Why is that? Well, let's think about it. Our boys who become men later, who are the leaders of the community, who protect our women and children. Think about it for a second. If we can make them feminine, if we can keep them from wanting to protect the community, if we can keep them from wanting to grow up and be like a Michael Jordan, grow up and be like a Tom Brady, grow up and be like a Muhammad Ali, that is a problem. That is a problem for those who want us to be a weak society full of a bunch of weak soul boy men. You see it in these chats. Anyone on YouTube, any of you who are good at something, when you start creating your channels and you start going live, you start realizing like, yo, it's a lot of punk ass, bitch ass men in this world. It's never a bunch of women who are trolls in a chat. It's always these lukewarm, spineless, pussy ass men. Why is that? They are not moving in their masculine. They have a problem with the truth being told. So they think it's funny when you're having a real build with people. They come in and, oh, let me go ahead and say this because this is gonna mess him up. I'm gonna show him. Let me go to my other channel. I got about 20 of them made because I'm a lame ass motherfucker. So let me go ahead and go to this other channel and show him. Because in real life, they soft. In real life, they softer than baby shit. Most likely getting bullied somewhere at their job. Don't no woman want to lay with them, you know? So they go to another grown man's channel and they start with him. But see, that's the society that we're living in. So right now there's a tussle. There's a tussle between real manhood and this metrosexual technological society that men are being shaped in now. You know, people are getting more and more bold to sit behind their computers and say things they would never say to a man in his face. Kamar Field said, "Queens stand more than these males because I refuse to recognize them as men." Family, I can't disagree. Look at the sport of boxing. Who's going harder than Clarissa Shields right now? Nobody. There's no man that is going as hard as Clarissa Shields, standing up, not just for her constituents in women boxing, she stands up for black people, something that all the fighters are scared to do. So they're afraid of somebody like Shador, but they want all the young brothers, all young boys, they want them to be more like Keyshawn. They want them to crash out. They want them to praise Teofimo Lopez over Floyd Mayweather. Now think about this, family. Think about how sick this is. All of my boxing family. Floyd Mayweather comes out and says, yo, you know, Keyshawn's young. He gonna bounce back. And then they interview Keyshawn. And they say to the brother Keyshawn, they say, hey, man, you know, how you feel about, you know, the best ever basically coming to your defense. And this is what the brother Keyshawn says to the interviewer. He says, well, I already knew that Floyd was with me. That's cool. But what stood out to me the most, this y'all man Keyshawn saying this. Keyshawn says, what stood out to me the most was Teofimo Lopez. After all that stuff we've been through, Tio coming forward and having my back and saying that he understands how I crashed out because he went through the same thing. So what Keyshawn is referring to, for those who don't understand, is that a man who went on a racist rant, attacked him specifically and sent bananas to his room, calling him a monkey. He thought it was more impactful that Tio said that than Floyd Mayweather, arguably one of the best boxers of all time, says, yo, skill-wise, not moral-wise, says, yo, F what Floyd talking about. F what Floyd talking about. Listen to what Tio said about me. Because some of these brothers who don't understand what it means to have a spine, family, they want the acceptance of these enemies, these open enemies of you, over than just standing up and being a man. Now, let me talk about that for a second. Because there's some young brothers that's probably going to watch this one day. And I got to keep it real with you. I've been in the South for a long time. And here's the thing. The South is, pro-gun. Almost everybody in the South probably got something on them. So there's a little bit different on the whole respect thing. You might not like me for whatever reason, but you're going to stay on your side. I'm going to stay on my side. You going to keep your hands to yourself. I'm going to keep my hands to myself. When I was young white dude, we all went to the military at the same time. And one of the experiences in the military is you're going to be around people that you never would have been around before. You're going to have to work as a team with people that you never probably would have worked with if it was not for you joining the military. So I started realizing that some of these people have never been around black people, and some of these black people have never been around white people. Think about that for a second, family. So people already have their perceived notion. They have a cognitive conclusion about who you are already. There are some black people who never been around white folks who think one thing. There's some black folks that never been around. There's some white folks that never been around black folks. Some black folks never been around white folks. Make a long story short. Towards the end of my basic training, there was a white guy from Utah, Connor. His last name was Connor. Connor and I, Connor was like the leader of his little group, and I was like one of the leaders of my little group, okay? And what he said to me towards the end, I'll never forget as a young man. This man who had let us know that, at graduation, some of these people in his family are in the Klan. They're racist from the part of the country he's from, the part of the state that he's from. But this is what they said to me. They said, you know what, Hudson? No matter what anybody says, this whole time you stood up and didn't try to compromise. You didn't try to become friends with us. You didn't try to act differently to get our acceptance. You were a man this whole time. And there are a lot of young brothers who think that they have to, the sister Sugar Free Mars would say a big word like capitulate or something like that. But you don't have to bend your knee to adapt to us, because we're never going to respect you the way we respect each other. But we will respect you as a man when we see that you stand on your square, right? Hold on, family. I'm gonna do subscribers only real quick. Hold on, family, because we gonna cook. Hopefully my live does not get banned again, because it's these punk ass. All right, let me see. We're not gonna get no attention. Somebody showed me how to do this. I keep forgetting. Okay. Filter. No. I don't want to do that. Community. Participant. 20 minutes. Okay. Coach Hudson turned on subscribers only mode. Only channel subscribers can send messages. So if you want to send a message, you got to get my subscribers up. Plain and simple. Chat filter. Show every message, including show most messages with potential spam removed. Okay. So we're building, right? We're building. What I want everyone to understand, every man to understand, it's your duty to stand up no matter where you from or what tribe you from. If you a white man and it's somebody just dragging and dogging your people, it is your duty to stand up and say something. If you are a Latino brother and somebody's dragging your people, it is your duty to speak up and say something. It is only with my own brothers that they feel that they ain't got to say something when it is clear hypocrisy going on, when it's clear disrespect. I'm not one of those brothers. I'm not the turn the other cheek and walk away type of brother. I'm the turn the other cheek and come back with an overhand right type of brother. See, me and God, that's between us. We working on that, okay? But I'll break your shit. See, every man should be like that. So we all talking, and we start getting really deep into what's going on, and we start talking about, well, the real attack on all organizations and men, which is why I named this live In Between the Lines. We started talking about a few movies that everyone needs to see, especially if you're a man. American Me, Blood In, Blood Out. Okay, we're gonna start there. American Me, Blood In, Blood Out. Now, some of the brothers are gonna turn this on and they're gonna watch and they're like, man, Coach Hudson got me watching this. Shit. The Queen Sugar Free Mars, the Queen of Boxing Media is in the house. Salute to the Queen. Salute to the Queen. And my queens, Kamara Fields, Sugar Free Mars, Queen Shower, Queen Tay, stand up on business for me every time. But the movie list, family, brothers, don't get mad at me. I want you all to go watch those two movies, American Me and Blood In, Blood Out. Now, everybody else, I want you to watch Judas and the Black Messiah, the old school Panther movie, which is about the Black Panther chapter out of Oakland. All right. I want you to watch all of those movies. Now, what I call it live, read in between the lines. What you all are going to realize, if you watch those movies and you pay attention, you're going to start seeing that there is a common enemy in all of these movies. See, Hollywood, the elites in Hollywood are so far gone from the people, sometimes they don't even realize that they're connecting the dots, but we don't pay attention. All right. So you might say, well, Coach, what they got to do with anything? What you talking about? Because the brother had said, don't politicize sports. And what I'm going to show you is sports is just as important as politics, social, Politics, economics, all of that put together. That is why they push billions of dollars into it. That is why you have someone like Stephen A. Smith getting a $30 million contract over like a 6-year period with ESPN. Now think about that, family. This is a brother that just sits up here and talks about sports. Now, why would they pay this man all of this money? Personality, the way he delivers a message, right? And ratings. Plain and simple. That's economics. But let's get into the politics. Now, this one ain't like this one. This, hopefully, my live stays up because this is when it ended last time, but I'm going to try again, right? Our brother Kyrie Irving put up a book. I'm not going to say what the book is because I think that's why my live got messed up last time. There is a book that talks about a group of people and says some things that is very problematic in that community. So they start raining down punches on our brother. I'm talking about lynching him in the media, calling him a dumbass, all of this stuff. Shut up and play ball, right? Okay, now watch this hypocrisy. What did Stephen A. Smith say needs to happen for Caitlin Clark last year? That brother said that there needs to be a federal investigation on the treatment of Caitlin Clark. Family, I can't make this up. Stephen A. Smith, let me sip a little bit of my kombucha. Kombucha, 9 billion living probiotics because we need that microbiome to be strong in our gut, right? Message. But Stephen A. Smith says there needs to be a federal investigation on the treatment of this, of what he says his sister, this young sister. He called Caitlin Clark his young sister. And Stephen A. just going in. And I'm just like, boy, he laying it on thick, ain't he? That brother laying it on thick today. Pause. So you mean to tell me y'all all can see this and you have thousands of people on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter bearing witness to what he said, saying, yeah, they're just treating our girls so wrong. They're just, oh my God, oh, Caitlin, oh, my darling Caitlin. So y'all see this, but all this crap y'all been doing to our athletes, there ain't no discrimination. Where was the federal investigation called on the blackballing of Colin Kaepernick? Where was the investigation called when you all tried to, really, you did pull all endorsements for Kyrie Irving for just reposting a post? Where was this federal investigation, Stephen A., when the NFL purposely put Shedeur Sanders, who just balled on y'all asses, put Shedeur Sanders on the whipping post? See, family, you can't use that small-time stuff on me. My eyes are open. And what you all need to see is don't get too comfortable thinking that you ain't got to say nothing because it just happened into ours. Anytime they do something and been doing something to us, we just the first ones up. Because once they get past us, they know that y'all ain't putting up no real fight. They know y'all ain't putting up no real fight. So they got to come at us first. They cannot have another Muhammad Ali running around convincing young black brothers to not go to the military, to practice a religion and be disciplined, regardless of what religion you choose. They can't have that. So this is why they put all of this money into putting these athletes in a chokehold. Like, all right, look at here, boy. Let me tell you, we're gonna pay your ass. We're gonna pull you out the hood. Okay, hold on, let me get my accent right. Yeah, boy, look at here. Look at here, boy. We're gonna pay you all this money. We're gonna take you out the hood. Make sure you got some money for your baby mama. Make sure you can buy your mother that house. But here's the deal. Here's the deal, Jigaboo. I mean, Jamal. If your black ass steps out of our line and you make it hard for us, okay, we're going to make your life a living hell. I promise you. You'll be back in Oakland by tomorrow. You hear me, Nick? I mean, Jamal, you hear me? That's usually how that goes. That's why they're scared to death to even speak up. Well, you better not. You see how quiet all of them have been about Israel and Palestine? But let something happen in France. Free France. Free Ukraine. I said, boy, these are the most European Negroes I have ever seen in my life. These are the most pro-European athletes I have ever seen. Y'all wasn't talking about Europe when you were in high school. You all weren't talking about Europe when grandma and the church and the PTA board and everybody's trying to get coins together so they can get you across country so that you can become a champion and recruits can see you. But once you make it to the league and you paid those millions, that's part of the deal. Don't make it a problem for us. But if you say something against the right community, we can't cover you. We can't defend you. We just can't. So when a brother comes to me and says, well, coach, don't politicize it. You're doing too much. Man, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Go down to your nearest USA Boxing amateur bout and tell me that hatred don't exist. Go on down there and take a look at what's going on. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. So some people are like, man, well, why are they doing this and da 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 da? And well, it's not really that. It's not racism. It's classism. It's not racism. It's classism. All right, let's look at that for a second. If it is classism, let me hang with y'all for a second. If it is classism, Deion Sanders, arguably one of the greatest NFL players of all time, makes the NFL billions. Billions, okay? Changes the scape of college football. They have been giving that man hell since he became a head coach at Jackson. See, people like to forget and they like to take clips down and videos down. Salute Universal Truth. But I remember what was going on. Who remembers when Nick Saban was up there talking shit when Coach Sanders took over at Jackson and all of these retired NFL players start going out there helping them? Who remember that? And I had to, it wasn't racist I was arguing against. I was getting into it with my own brothers who was trying to convince me that there was a problem with him trying to do the best he can for his son. Excuse me, family. I'm in a meeting. Go that way. All right. So I said, okay, so what's your problem, brother? They said, well, I don't like the way that I feel that he's just doing this for his son, and he's using money and his position to grab some of the best players. And I said, wait. You're mad because he's doing the same thing that all of these top PWIs have been doing and going into the hood and sucking off the tit of the black community and pulling the resources and talent out of the community and making sure that they never return? But you upset with Deion Sanders. That's who you mad at. All right. Hey, hold on, family. Every time I get on here, So that's who you mad at. You mad at Dion, huh? You mad at Dion, huh? So brothers got mad at me. Talking about, man, you don't know, cause da 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 da. People always get mad when you point out the hypocrisy. People always get mad when you hold up that mirror to their face. Why they mad, coach? Well, if anyone has seen the movie Constantine, in the beginning of the movie, when Constantine does an exorcism on the first demon, he holds up a mirror to the demon, and when the demon sees itself, boy, that demon start tripping. That demon start trying to come through the mirror on our ass. And I'm yelling at the TV like, Constantine, man, move, slip it, move, still it, move. Because that's what a demon does. And that coon germ ain't nothing but spiritual wickedness inside of you, because you know what you saying is BS. Call them out. Sidebar. Let's stay right there. Let's stay right there. We're going to stay right there, okay? So people are mad at Dion because he's using his position, influence, to do what's best for the team at the time. Now, Dion is not just fighting against the powers that be, he fighting against Boule Negroes at the school as well in Jackson. Now, check this out. Who knew, be honest, family, who knew that Jackson State and that surrounding area was having water problems before Dion brought it to national attention? Who? I ain't know, and I'm in the South. I'm in the South and I didn't know. What I did know was a lot of HBCUs were having issues with funding, with room and board. But I didn't know about that water crisis in Jackson until Deion Sanders brought it to our opinion. So, but at the same time, he's fighting against his own people and he's fighting against these coaches who are upset. Now, I'm going to show you something about these coaches. Family, this is about to blow your mind when I say this. Think about this for a second. Some of these elites in the NFL have seen Shedeur Sanders grow up from a baby, and they still did him like this. Man, you Negroes better wake up. They watched this little boy grow up from a baby. These are the same men that were saying, hey, Dion, that's your little boy? Hey, little Shedeur, okay, good little nigger. And I mean, good little boy. And going about your business, right? So you thinking, and Shadeur's growing up thinking, oh man, these guys are really nice to me. They really like you, Dad. But check this out. This is why they mad. His father taught him, don't you ever trust these people. Because one day you are going to be in my shoes and they are going to try to crucify you. They are going to try to lynch you in the media, and you're going to go through the same thing. So let me tell you how upset they are right now. Listen, y'all, they so pissed off right now that they can't say that man did bad in the game. They're even more mad that he approached one of the reporters that's always saying something negative. And instead of it turning into what it could have been, he showed how morally superior he is to that man. There ain't nothing that man could say but try to give him a little shit grin and laugh it off. This is what we need. We need more role models like that. Not Keyshawn Davis praising Teofimo Lopez, talking about, man, F what Floyd said. I appreciate that, but the biggest thing that happened to me was for me to hear T.O., who went on a racist rant. T.O., who sent me a basket of bananas, saying that he sympathizes with me. Keyshawn Davis, you know what I haven't heard you say yet, brother? I haven't heard you say yet, while you talking about Teofimo, is, yo, I'm sorry to the black people of my city that came, supported me, specifically, not just the fans, the mayor, who I can only imagine the meetings he had that Monday morning after that crap. So we need role models like Shador. But see, all of these young men aren't going to be like Shador. See? So think about it, family, because y'all don't understand what you're dealing with. When I talk about spiritual wickedness, when I talk about energy, when I talk about people and the way they move, I always tell you, I say, family, the devil's tricks never change. The people just change. How do we know? In every book of spirituality, there's always a story of some ruler trying to take out the son, of some ruler trying to take out the boys. Not just one boy, but trying to take out this lineage of boys. Lineage of boys, lineage of boys, lineage of boys. Who has a lineage of boys in the NFL, family? Ain't that Deion Sanders? Wait a minute. Who have they been trying to put on this lynching post the last few years? Now check it, family. Let me show you how y'all can't keep falling for the same trap. You have the devil, you have the enemy, you have the spirit of Shaitan, you have these wicked, low vibrational forces moving around you. But you keep getting fooled because they're smiling. You keep getting fooled because they show their teeth at you. Watch this. It's easy. You keep getting fooled because they send you a little bit of money. You keep getting fooled because they give your family tickets to get into the stadium that black talent is paying for. You get fooled because you can now hang out with people who are in the top 1%, not knowing that at dinners when it's just them, they're still calling you nigga. Okay, maybe that's a little too heavy. Let me slow down. So they're still slithering. And the reason I'm doing this is because while I'm talking to you, I don't want you to forget that the character of the person I'm talking about is a slithering snake, the very spirit of them. This is how they move, okay? They don't give a damn about none of us, okay? But they really don't like us, all right? They don't like some of y'all, but they know that they can play on your racism and your bigotry because some of you are so confused that you think that as long as you are white, as long as you have that privilege, that you're better than everybody else, but they look at you the same because you're poor. That's where that classism versus racism thing comes in. But let's stick right here to this snake, all right? This thing that is slithering. Not only are they slithering, they see your children coming up and they act like they're your friend. You in a little bit of trouble, I get you out of it. But watch what they do when you go against the grain and you try to do something for yourself. You remember that time I got you out of trouble? Yeah, I still got that on record. I still got the evidence locked up somewhere so that, you know, if it came down to it and you got out of line one day, I could put your black ass back in line. I know it's heavy, y'all. I know y'all don't like that. I know you don't like that, but I promise you, Coach is going to ease you into this nice and slow. I'm not going to be rough, okay? I'm going to show you this devil one step at a time so you don't get scared too fast, all right? So this thing is still slithering. You've allowed this thing around your woman, around your children. You've made them believe that these folks are different from the common enemy that the common black man and woman has to deal with in their community, including the self-hating ones. You don't even prepare them. But what the enemy really hates is a father who prepares his son and affects others where they won't fall for your trap. So not only is he preparing his lineage, he's teaching his black, white, and brown players about business. And it's almost their time to sign up to the plantation. See, y'all not looking at this as deep as it should be looked at. And look how well all the players who came from Colorado is doing right now. Not just that, business-wise. Who taught them that? Deion Sanders taught them that. So now we got not just Deion coaching, Michael Vick is coaching too? The Michael Vick is a head coach of a college university football team. You all think that the person that wants to make money off of you wants the people who know the game to teach these young men, no matter what color they are, the game? But some of these people, they don't care nothing about that. They're so stuck on hate. And some of them, some of our own people, want to assimilate so bad. Some of the boule want to assimilate so bad that they're in on it. I don't care what happens. I will never forget Shaquille O'Neal dragging Kyrie Irving when it was time to stand up. You can protect Angel Reese right now, saying that's your little niece or whatever, but when they was, I'm talking about trying to put Kyrie in the dirt, all of y'all was up there dragging him. Shaq, Barkley, Stephen A. I'll never forget that, man. I'll never forget that. Dude mad at me right now because I told him, I said, dude, y'all are crazy for thinking that Tim Bradley cool. Everybody want to talk about they're invited back to the cookout. They're invited back to the cookout. When a person shows you that they will be a hypocrite for $1, and now that ESPN looks like they're not going to have $1 for Tim Bradley anymore, now he's apologizing for all this stuff and trying to come back around the brothers and get his stuff back established as his own content creator on YouTube. How many times y'all gonna fall for that same trick? How many times you gonna fall for that same trick? See, y'all can get mad at all these other groups of people all you want. We have to be accountable for our own first. If you go out in front of the world and you drag Mexican people, you don't get to come back around them like that. You're done. You're excommunicado. You're out of here. Okay? One thing about white folks, yo, with they political parties, yo, once you choose that side, yo, it's hard to flip-flop. But there's something in us. There's something in us. I don't know if we're used to abusive relationships or what, but we let everybody back in. We let everybody back in, no matter what they do. They unalive a little girl at the gas station, owned by Asians. They shut it down one year. Everybody, hey, yeah, we shut it down. Next year, it's right back open. Well, you know, they learned their lesson. Beauty supply. 2 men that own the beauty supply beat women with their fist. They shut it down. A few months later, it's back open. Well, y'all know we need our weave. Y'all know we got to get our nails. They sell the lashes. They sell the cheap bundles. You know, they sell the do-rag that I like. They got the... So a dude said to me, this is what he said, family. I told him, I said, well, my brother Champside and my brother G-Roll got me watching football again to support Shedeur Sanders. And they said, man, they said, damn, coach, you done missed all these years of entertainment, though. I done missed years of entertainment. Did y'all not just see the Katrina documentary by Ryan Coogler? We got teenagers missing their organs, dying under weird circumstances all over the South. We got children going hungry. And y'all talking about me missing entertainment? I can entertain my damn self. I can put on a little accent. I can make a little video here and have a little debate with the redneck and the pro-black brother and entertain my damn self. I'm not going to put entertainment before things that we should be standing up for. So somebody might say, well, Coach, what this got to do? What this got to do with boxing? This ain't about boxing. But I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you that we have a common enemy. Now, let me show you the difference between some of the folks in the NFL and our spineless commentators in the sport of boxing. There's an interview, and the man that Shador had approached about always saying something negative to him. It's two white guys. They're doing the interview. I think the guy's name is like Tony. So Tony is trying to drag Shador. The other white man says, yo, you a football fan or not? All you got to say is negative crap about this young man, and he been working his ass off. I'm watching this like, what? We don't really have boxing commentators like that. We don't have that many truth tellers with big followings like that will call him out. I don't remember the guy's name. I don't remember that guy's name. But the other white guy, y'all, told him, hey, man, you just need to shut up because you just want to say something bad about Shador at this point. Are you even a football fan? Now, imagine if one of our own reporters would just do that. If we just had a balance, but we don't even have a balance, yo. Sugar Free Mars said exactly. Salute to that man for doing that. That's what's needed. That's what's needed. That is what's needed. But there are also powers that be that need us fighting like this. You don't believe me? Who remembers the movie Remember the Titans? Who remembers the movie Remember the Titans? And you seen those white brothers and those black brothers come together in that movie to fight what was going on during the beginning of integration in that school. Now, I want you to ask yourself this question. When's the last time we had a movie like that on the mainstream? We haven't. We haven't. Because they cannot have us come together. We have not had a movie like that. They start cutting all that crap out. Who remembers that movie that used to come on the Disney Channel that was about apartheid, and it was I think like a foreign exchange student who was a white girl who went to go live with the black family. And I think the father was like a congressman or something. And it showed what was going on from each viewpoint culturally. They not showing movies like that anymore. So like the sister Sugar Free Mars said, they have to divert unity at all costs in this society. Now, the reason why, because that is a fact, but I don't want family thinking that I am giving the haters an excuse to be the way they are, because every time we align ourselves with someone, they always turn on us, yo. When they're offered a seat at that table, just like the Black Boule, they turn on us every single time until they need our help again. And they're screaming, yo, what up? Hey, why the Negro? Help me. Right? So I'm happy that Shador proved these people wrong. And I like the way he carries himself, and he knows, this is how he always starts. He knows who the people are who talk crap, and he don't act like he they friend. He don't give him no interview. He lets him know, like, yo, and he do it to our own. What he told Cam Newton, he said, nah, bro, you be talking shit. I'm not really trying to, we can talk offline, but I can't give you no camera time. Man, if our fighters did that, it would change how everybody move. But it's like everybody's scared to move like that. You know what I'm saying? Salute Brent Fox. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Brent Fox because Brent had shared my post because I need 25 more people to follow my other page, Coach Hudson 35, so I can do my fitness videos live on that channel because we got a lot of people that need my help and I want to do it on a strictly fitness channel so I'm not mixing up too much boxing and too much fitness because my fitness is going to be every day dropping gems and all that. So shout out to Brent. But imagine if our boxers moved that same way. Imagine if our boxers said, hey man, hey, what's the dude name? Taco Hat. Taco Hat. Check it out, brother. I can't rock with you. You stay on the wrong side. Hey, Philip, I can't rock with you. I can't follow you because you're practicing false lies and propaganda. I don't call him Uncle Phil. I call him Philip because Uncle Phil was a character that stood for morals and principles in black culture during that pop period on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So I just call him Philip. You know, anyone who's practicing false propaganda, anyone who's always effing with our top elite fighters, hey, I gotta leave it alone. You know what I mean? Got to leave it alone. Imagine if all our fighters treated T.O. the way Matias did him. But we got Keyshawn. Hey, man, listen. Keyshawn need to come down to the South and get around some old countrymen, chop some wood, and listen to their stories. That's the best thing that get his mind right. Because he's still under this illusion that these people rock with him. Brother, no, they don't rock with you, homie. Straight up. And if you think that Top Rank, who was betting on you, who treated Terrence Crawford the way they treated him, who treated Floyd Mayweather the way they treated him, brother, if you think they about to be fooled by the narratives that you're trying to push, brother, you got a hard Negro wake-up call coming your way. That's right, Queen Sugar. Queen Sugar Free said they act like they're scared. Queen Sugar Free Mars, when is your live today? When is your live today, Queen? Remember, family, get those probiotics. They all scared. That's right, Universal Truth. Scared to death. But Matias, who ain't even from America, slapped a brown off of T.O. Had, slapped T.O. so hard. Slapped T.O. so hard, had T.O. looking like this. T.O. was looking like this, like, what I do? Damn, man, what you slap me for? 5:30. So everybody make sure that we tune in to Sugar Free Mars today at 5:30. But family, look, I promise you, T.O., who was looking like this, I bet you he ain't gonna approach Matias no more with that BS. Had home his glasses crooked, slapped up, boom, just like that. T.O. looking around like, yeah, bro, he slapped you, yeah. Matias said, I don't care nothing about no law. This man being disrespectful. Pop, ooh. I was watching him. I said, oh, damn. Slapped the brown off of T.O. T.O. ain't said nothing about Matias since. See how easy it is, brothers? See how easy it is? All you got to do is stand up. You know who don't approach this boxer right here? You know this boxer that don't nobody approach unless they want a real problem. Clarissa Shields. Go look at Clarissa Shields' encounters with people and see how they never approached her again. It never happened again. They say hi to her ass from a distance. All them girls that was talking trash, when Clarissa Shields went to their event, which is crazy the disrespect she gets, ain't nobody approached Clarissa. Clarissa Shields was at Jake Paul's event, and ain't nobody approached Clarissa. That's smoke for you. See, people want to walk around and act like they Clint Eastwood, act like they the big bad wolf. That's the big bad wolf. And I've met Clarissa in person when she came down here for the Key to the City. And what I realize is her energy is real. A lot of people fake it. Her energy is real. You can feel that. And you ain't got to be right next to her. You can feel that energy. Like, yo, this woman will slap the black off my ass if I step out of line. And then the reason why they hating, man, she got a black man with her, and he ain't playing with nobody either. That's their worst, I'm telling y'all, family, that's their worst nightmare. So, my brother Champside, my brother G-Roll, they got me watching football again. I will be supporting the brother Shador and Shiloh Sanders. I will be going to Shador's website to buy the jersey to make sure that the proceeds go to him. We all we got and we all we need until we get respected. Sister went up to, in Spike Lee's version of Malcolm X, white sister walks up to Malcolm. She says, Brother Malcolm, I sympathize with your struggle. How can I help you? Brother Malcolm says, you can't. And keep on walking. Now, I know when people saw that scene, people probably thought, man, God damn, that was harsh, right? And they didn't go deep into it of the teachings of why he did her like that. This is why. What everyone has to understand is our people, we got our own thing going on where we have to deal with the hypocrites first, who have never probably been dealt with in a long time. You see, our great ancestors gave clear instructions on how to deal with the hypocrite among us. Something I'm not going to repeat because they keep ending my life. So I might be going a little too hard for YouTube standards and policies. But there were some instructions on how to deal with them. We've gotten away from excommunicating people from the community once they show us that they are hypocrites. We don't have to be violent towards them, but just let them know, bro, you can't come over here anymore. You chose that side. Stay over there. But as long as people can do that, check this out, family. As long as people can disrespect us and still come back to the cookout and get the candy yams, get the greens with the stovetop cornbread, have it all touching. It's all touching. Then you got the turkey, you got the honey baked ham for those who eat the swine. I don't. But as long as they can come back and get a good plate. Family, I had some good food yesterday. Matter of fact, went to a little breakfast spot with a beautiful black woman, boy. But stay focused, coach. Stay focused. So, as long as we allow them to the cookout, right? And they still get to get a plate and go back, that's a problem. See, grandma and them and granddad, generations ago, if you did the family dirty and you showed your face, man, some straightening had to happen first. You ain't just gonna come up here and grab no plate like you ain't been tripping. But they come to coach and say, man, coach, man, you being too hard on them, bruh. You know, man, it ain't that serious, coach. It ain't that. Come on, coach. It's just sports, man. It's just sports? All right. If it's just sports, how come when somebody says something about the small hat community, no matter what they play, they have to immediately apologize? Ain't no and, if, or buts about it. They have to apologize. But it ain't politicized. That's what I'm being told. They're free until they're not free. See, they're free until they're not free. And all of you always get that wake-up call. Hey, family, look how they doing John Jones right now. Think about that for a second. I'm almost 40 years old. John Jones has been fighting since I graduated high school. They talk about putting on an MMA event at the White House. And when John Jones is fighting, Dana White is praising him. When he makes mistakes, Dana White says, hey, y'all, we all make mistakes. We ain't perfect. But as soon as John is free and says, look, I'm done, yo. I done beat the legends. I done fought Machida. I done fought Rampage. I done fought Rashad Evans. I done fought all these people. All of these greats. I've lifted up the sport. I'm the Michael Jordan of this shit. Let's just keep it real. I'm the Michael Jordan of this. And you mean to tell me that because I said no to one fight, I can't come to the White House? All right, family, let's go back. Let's go back. See, y'all keep letting that thing get all up on you and wrap his body around you, and you think that I'm safe and warm in the arms of this snake, because this snake doesn't look at me the way this snake looks at the other Negroes. I'm safe in the arms of this snake. And as soon as you get a little too free, as soon as you think you good, now the snake is tightening his grip around you. And you finding out that the snake was eating off of you this whole time. And when it saw it wasn't going to be able to eat off of you anymore, now the snake is going to eat your black ass. I'm sorry, YouTube. Don't end my live. Don't end my live. Me and the family just talking. Ain't nothing racist about it. We just talking. This is how black folks talk to each other. We might have some other people present, tuning in. This is how we all talk at the family reunion and in the barbershop. So hopefully, what's going on in the National Football League right now, and people being forced to bear witness to the hypocrisy, and now you got allies. See, that's the damn difference. I don't care what you say when the camera ain't rolling anymore, and we in front of the world. Show me you an ally right then and there. Like Cassell did for Ali. That's our ally. But these other folks that's acting like, well, it's just for views. This is the new thing they saying, y'all. This is what I keep hearing. And it's getting very disgusting at this point. They're saying, Ocho Cinco said it today. He said, negativity sells. Negativity does views. Okay, let me tell you else does views. Positivity. hard work, dedication, and talent, when it is shown at a certain level, does views. Howard Cosell, when he was calling out the heavyweights and saying, well, you know you ain't the true heavyweight until Ali get back. Oh, man. Standing on the truth because the truth stands alone. All you got to do is repeat it. So there's a sector of YouTube content creators. And I have a feeling, family, if we just stand firm in the truth and call things out for the way it is, in the next few years, their channels won't be worth a damn. Because that generation, and I'm going to tell y'all what happened, family. I had a revelation, and this is what I believe. The generation that came right after Floyd, for whatever reason, whether it's yes men or this dream was sold to them, they believed for whatever reason that it was just their time. That this next pantheon of the sport of boxing was just supposed to be given to them because Floyd done spoke for him and Floyd's gone. So they felt and really were talking in interviews like they were already Floyd. Now, I'm going to say this, and I don't want anybody to get in their feelings about it because I love all of these brothers and fighters. But here's the problem. Canelo wasn't talking like he was who he was until he got to a certain point. Now, whether we can debate on how he got to that point or not, but it wasn't until Canelo fought some of the old legends, beat James Kirkland, was going up and was like, yo, I'm him. I'm him, right? Shakur, Tank, Keyshawn, that whole little crew was already talking like they Floyd already before doing the stuff that Floyd did. Floyd wasn't talking the way he was talking until he was money made. Pretty boy Floyd was beating the crap out of dudes. Back to back. Was beating up world champions. Back to back. So check it, family. And this is what people don't realize. Floyd could have retired when his hands got real bad. He could retire where he was at and went down as a great fighter and went off into the sunset. He could have pulled an Andre Ward, but he didn't. He still went up in weight, had to get shots in his hands, and kept on fighting. But y'all are trying to compare these young dudes to Floyd. Family, we cannot make this mistake again. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what's happening. The great thing is there's a new generation coming up that had to sit here and witness all of this BS and stalling of fights. Hey, y'all, I got to keep it real. I can't be biased. I love Layla Ali. But when I saw her response, I said, we're moving on, y'all. We're moving on. We ain't got time. We ain't got time, y'all. We got to keep going. She getting up here talking about answer when I answer, playing these games. I guess it's time for me to tell you all what I'm going to do when I'm ready. Layla, that ain't the spirit of your father. That is not the spirit of Muhammad Ali. So we're going to move on. We're going to leave that alone. Shadisha Green, what's happening? What we doing, y'all? What we doing? They talking about people getting excited. They saying, hey, T.O. and Shakur about to fight. Until I see the press conference, I don't want to hear nothing about T.O. People mad at me because real boxing fans are asking, yo, what's going on with the Lamont Roach versus Tank fight? What's going on, people? That's why I know I couldn't get no press pass. I'm getting kicked out of every press conference. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. And when they get an attitude with coach, I'm like, yo, don't get gangster and mad with me. Get gangster and mad with the person you supposed to be fighting. Sugar Free Mars said, those in Memphis ain't fighting. I won't believe it until they're in the ring. This is what I see happening with that. And I can almost bet money. Tank is probably going to wait. He's either going to wait till Lamont Roach loses and rematch him, or he's not going to fight him at all. If he does fight him, he's going to fight Lamont Roach. I believe he's going to fight Lamont Roach, do an exhibition, and leave only if his legal problems are so bad where he's forced to get some big paydays. But I'm going to tell y'all this. PBC, Top Rank, and Golden Boy are getting away from the business of losing money because ESPN just showed us all and made Top Rank an example. Like, look, hey, bro, we're not finna keep giving y'all these contracts and y'all giving us these lackluster fights. It ain't happening. And that man Turkey giving them hell. Turkey giving them hell. Family, we already about to get Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr., the rematch. And we still sitting up here talking about, well, when the supposedly four kings gonna fight each other? When the four kings gonna fight each other? Ain't no damn four kings. More like some four chumps. Fight already planned. The biggest, see, this is the issue, y'all. If America had a fight, like what we saw with Conor Benn and Chris Eubank and that electricity, oh my God, they would wait another 2-3 years for the fight to happen again and try to build up all this crap around it. But the UK, they like, nah, run it back. Run it right back. And now we getting all these big fights that's happening in Saudi and the UK now. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. Because, see, America's already losing its grip in everything. And the rest of the world ain't putting up with our crap. So these fighters got to wake up. They got to wake up. I think Shiloh Sanders might be playing a little game today. So I'm going to check him out. The Queen, Sugar Free Mars, the queen of boxing media that's always standing on truth and is uncompromising. She is going to come on at 5:30, so make sure you tune in for that. Before I go, everyone who came in today, salute, a big salute to you all. My fitness channel is Coach Hudson 35. It's on one of my posts. I need 25 subscribers so we can start going live every day with a workout that you can follow me doing right there in your living room. I'm hearing too many brothers and sisters in these chats talking about how unhealthy they are, all of these problems. I'm telling y'all, I am a world-class trainer. If you just do one of my workouts, you're going to be saying, damn, he ain't playing.